York University, Seneca College today, October 3rd, 2009. I'm Constable Scott Mills, Toronto Police. I'm the Toronto Crime Stoppers Community Youth Officer. We got a special guest in town today, Mr. Al Valdez, all the way from University of Irvine in California. And Al, you're just about to go in here. There's 400 people that have come to hear you talk. What is your message all the way from California here today at the Spanish-Speaking Education Network 4th Congress of Education?
I think I have two parts to the message. One of them is to have parents talk with the teachers and stay in communication with the school so they know what their children need to do in school. And the second part will be to the kids. I'm a professor. In my profession, there's sort of a saying or tradition. If you were going to give a last lecture to your class, God forbid you were going to die, what would be the last message you would give your students? And I'm going to take that approach in today's class. I'm going to give that message to the kids, to have dreams, to work hard, and to do the right thing, and not blow smoke up the rear end and say it's going to be easy, it's going to be really hard. It takes little steps, but not to give up. Because I'm going to tell them a story about a man who was first-generation Latino in the United States that lived in poverty, that lived with his entire family in a very poor home, no asphalt roads, just dirt roads, not even a toilet in the house, who labored in the fields and picked tomatoes, who worked in canneries, who as a young man had to steal food a few times with his cousins to survive. As a young adolescent, had to repair his shoes with cardboard and duct tape because they couldn't afford new clothes. Moved away from the community against the family's wishes. The family wanted him to stay there and be part of this Latino culture of farm workers in California. Moved away and started to go to school and became self-sufficient at the age of 13. Had two wonderful parents that still lived in a house but were very poor. So he got a job at 13 years old, right out of 8th grade, to put himself through a private high school. Exceeded quite well academically and went to a major university and is now a doctor, and that person stands humbly in front of you. That story is about me. And it just gives you an example that you can do this, that you can overcome what you think are insurmountable barriers. And the way to do it is through education. And the message is that the more alphabet you have behind your name, the more letters you have behind the name, the easier your job can be, the more flexible you can be.
Well, that was beautiful. You touched me with that story, Al. Al, you said in your opening remarks to these 400 people at the opening ceremonies this morning, there should be more organizations like Spanish-Speaking Education Network. What are your feelings about the organization of today and what these people are trying to do?
I think SSEN is probably on the forefront, cutting edge of developing relationships between police and minority communities. And I think that's an excellent template to be followed worldwide, not just here in Canada, worldwide. I said in my opening remarks, I wish there were organizations just like this in the United States that reach out, that have the bilingual ability, that have the cultural component, and builds a bridge between local law enforcement and the communities to make life easier and better for everyone.
Well, we met through Ontario Gang Investigators Association, the New York Gang Investigators Association, and now we've networked you into the community down here to get your message out. We're honored to have you here in Toronto, Canada. And how can people get more information about what you have to say, Mr. Valdez?
First of all, the pleasure's mine. It's always an honor to visit Canada, to be with the great people of Canada and the Canadians who live here. The message can be getting out easy. I want the people of Canada to make more contact with SSEN, know more about the organization, SSEN, what it does and what it means, and get involved. I want more youth involved. I want more police involved. If I had to give a message to police, I would say don't belong to the secret squirrel society. Get involved with community organizations. The more intel and knowledge that spreads, the easier everybody's job is. There's no value in retaining and hiding that intelligence. It doesn't make you any richer, and I know it might make you feel more important, but it doesn't help the cops in the street or the community, so share it. That's my message.
Beautiful. And how can people get a hold of you, Dr. Valdez?
I'm at the University of California Irvine, but I have a website, www.alvaldezphd.com.
Great. I think you got a new book on there that people can hear your words.
Yeah, I got a book that just came out. It's 2 weeks old, the 5th edition of the Gang book, and you can order that through Law Tech Publishing in California. It's easy to find.
Thanks. Keep up your great work.
And thank you again for having me here.